You can use Instagram stories really effectively to convert more of your followers into customers and clients. In other words, they're a really great way to sell your products and services to your audience. But how can you do so in a way that doesn't feel sleazy or salesy or slimy? Well, in this week's video, we're going to talk about some ideas for Instagram stories that you can share every single week or as regularly as you can, which does the work of selling your products and services without you having to always say, this is my service, this is my product, this is why you should buy it now. So the first idea is really simple and really fun, and it's a day in the life. Now, you might be thinking, a day in the life and selling to my audience, how does that work? Well, you are always going to make sure that in your day in the life, you are including 1 or 2 slides about your product or service. So be very deliberate with this. Don't just share a fluffy day in the life where you're going to the park and it's a chill day and you're not really doing anything related to your business. You do want to do a day in the life when you are doing something related to your product or service. So share all the other content that you want to, your morning coffee, you en route to your co-working space, and then make sure you have 1 or 2 slides where you can talk about your product or service. Maybe it's that you want to remind your followers that you have a flash sale coming up, and these are the details. Maybe it's that during that day in the life, you're actually working on onboarding a client. You are maybe reviewing the questionnaire they filled out, or you're going over the notes you made on your initial call together. And while you share that, you also remind people that you have 3 spots to work together one-to-one next month. That's a really nice segue into that little mini promotion within that bigger day in the life. Maybe it's that you're working on your next product collection at some point in the day. Maybe you're choosing colors or textures for your next collection, or maybe you're going to visit a supplier. Again, that's a great opportunity to remind people either to check out your recent collection that is almost run out or it's going to disappear in the next few days, or it's a really lovely reminder to tell people to get on the wait list for your next product collection, your next launch. You can find an opportunity in almost any day in the life to remind people of your product or your service and give them a reason to actually think about investing or filling out an application form or checking out your latest product, whatever that might be. The next idea is a customer testimonial. Now, customer feedback, reviews, results, testimonials, these are the single best way to sell to your audience and to convince them that they also have to purchase your product or invest in your service to get the same results that they are seeing from other people like them. And it's also such a great way of selling your product or service because you are not having to do the work of convincing people. It's almost like you have your spokespeople, your biggest fans, your happiest customers shouting about how great you are on your behalf. So the way that you could share this kind of story is you could share 4 or 5 reviews or results or pieces of feedback over 4 or 5 slides. So you could have those standalone Instagram story slides with 1 piece of feedback per slide. Or you could tell 1 customer story across an entire Instagram story. So those entire 4 or 5 slides could be you telling that customer story from where they were before they invested in your product or service, how they were feeling, what their day-to-day was like, the problem they faced, what happened when they purchased your product or invested in your service, the results they got, how that transformed their situation, and where they are now. So you can do either approach and you can mix it up every single week, but please, please, please share your customer feedback and testimonials all the time. And at the end of that customer testimonial, however you want to present it, have a call to action. Ask people, would they like to find out more about your service? Hit the poll sticker and you'll send across more info. Or have a link to your latest product collection. Or if you don't have the swipe up or you don't have Instagram shopping set up, have a question box where you ask people to drop any questions they have about your product that you can help them with. But have a call to action so you can continue that conversation with people that might be interested in your audience. The next idea is education. So this could be a mini training or a tutorial or a how-to. Now, the reason that education is so valuable to share through your Instagram stories is because by making people better at something or more aware of something, like making them a little bit better at yoga or helping them improve their sleep or helping them with time management, by making them better at something in some small way, you are underscoring the value of you and your business, and therefore your products and services as well. You're showing your followers that they need you, that you really are providing them something good that helps them, and that gives them a positive association with your brand. So do share education regularly, and what you can do is you can share a mini training or a tutorial or 3 tips to do something, achieve something. Share that education that is related to your product or service, and at the end of that story, remind people that they can get much more of that where that came from. They can get more of that goodness through your product or through your one-to-one coaching or through your service, whatever it is. They can get more of that value, much, much more, with your paid for product or service. And if they're interested, they can hit the poll sticker or they can check out the link in your bio to find out the next steps to invest in your product or service. The next idea is a behind the scenes. Now, much like our love for reality TV, and maybe you can relate to this, maybe you can't, but people love reality TV because it gives them a sneak peek behind the scenes at people's worlds and experiences and lives, things that they would never otherwise get to see or experience. And this goes for your business or brand when you're sharing behind the scenes content. People love seeing how things are made. They love seeing what goes into a service. They love seeing how a coach works, because who really knows how a coach works? I mean, for most people, it's very unknown. And what you can do with the behind the scenes is you can really tap into that voyeuristic tendency that so many of us have by giving a sneak peek into a part of your business. So it could be your packaging, it could be you meeting with suppliers, it could be the making of your product or piece if you're an artist, it could be the client onboarding process if you are a service provider or a coach or a consultant. What does that look like? Do you send clients a questionnaire to fill out before you start working together? Do you have a kickoff call? And what goes into that? What does that look like? You could talk about your approach. Do you have a proprietary framework or approach that you use, that you've honed over years of working as a service provider or a coach or a consultant? Talking about your unique approach or framework is a great way of really emphasizing your USP, what makes you different from other people, other competitors in your industry. You could take us with you as you do a factory tour or a studio tour. You could show us what goes into the planning of an upcoming product collection. How do you get inspired and what does that look like? How do you choose the colors, the textures, the materials? There are so many ways that you can bring people behind the scenes of your business and brand and give them a sneak peek. And this is such a great way of subtly talking about your products and services without saying, this is my product, this is my service, go and buy now. But what you can do whenever you share behind the scenes, whether it is a bit more of an overarching behind the scenes, or if it is a kind of standalone, this is our packaging process, this is how we package, this is what goes into a package, this is the secret ingredient that every customer gets. Whether you do a standalone one looking at packaging, or whether you have an entire sort of behind the scenes, start to finish kind of story, make sure you end it by, again, having a call to action. So maybe you're reminding people that if they haven't purchased before, first-time purchasers get a 10% discount on their first purchase. If you are a service provider, maybe it's reminding people, again, that you have X amount of spots available to work with clients next month. So you can always have that call to action at the end, but you haven't had to do too much kind of blunt promotion throughout the rest of that Instagram story. Which leads me nicely onto the 5th and final story idea, which is a blunt promotional story. So you can do this once a week if you feel up to it. I would say do it as much as you can. If you don't want to come across as too salesy, do it once a week, but you can and you should bluntly promote your products and services. Now, I know that this sounds a bit vague, so let me give you some examples. You could have a story that walks people through how you work with clients step by step. You could have a story that is 5 reasons why you should work with a service provider or with a coach, whatever your role is. This is 5 reasons why you should absolutely work with one. These are the benefits you will get. These are the results you will see. You could have a story that walks people through your 5 favorite pieces under X amount. So our 5 favorite lipsticks under a tenner, our 5 favorite candles under £50, our 5 favorite candles for your best friend. You know, it doesn't have to be by price, it could be by type of person or by the season. Or you could simply say, this week we are running a special offer. If you purchase this, you will get this with it, you will get free shipping, or maybe you get a special discount. You could just remind people that your collection, your recent collection is about to disappear, ready for a new collection, and so there are special offers on there. Go and check them out. It can be really as blunt as promoting in that way. Or you could do a promotional Instagram story that is a hand-raising Instagram story, as I like to call it. Now, the way you put this type of promotional story together is you have to be really specific about who it is you want to reach, i.e. who is your ideal customer. So let me give you an example. You could start this story by saying, I am looking for X number of your ideal customer. So I am looking for 5 new mums, or I am looking for 5 men aged between 20 and 30 who are struggling with hair loss. And then you talk about the transformation that your product or service provides. So I am looking for 5 new mums who are desperate to sleep a full 8 hours through the night by the end of next month. Or I am looking for 5 young men aged between 20 and 30 struggling with hair loss who want to find a natural hair care product that will help slow the signs and the effects of hair loss. And the reason this is hand raising is because there are going to be people in your audience who immediately go, yep, that's me. That I am the new mum, I need to sleep, or I am the young guy and I need to slow my hair loss. People are going to be raising their hand saying, this is me. So you say, this is who I'm looking for, this is the transformation that they want. And then you could end that story by saying, this is how we could work together to achieve that transformation, to get you sleeping through the night. Maybe it's a coaching program, maybe it's a one-to-one package, you working with new mums. In the other example, you could say, this is a product that will help you with that struggle, with that problem. You need to try our new hero product, the Hair Loss Supreme 101. I don't know, I'm making it up. But that is how you can really guide people straight to your product or your service by speaking directly to them, by saying, this is who I am looking for, this is the transformation they want, and this is the service or product that I have that will help you get over that struggle and actually get the results that you are looking for. And that is a really lovely hand-raising story that you can share that is very promotional, but does it in quite a clever way. That's all for this week's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you feel a little bit more confident about showing up on Instagram stories to sell your products and services. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell button. And if you want more juicy Instagram marketing videos, then don't forget to check out these 2 lovely videos right here. This one is all about my Instagram marketing strategy for 2021, exactly what I'm doing this year and into next year. And this video right here, which is 5 easy things you can do today to improve your Instagram marketing and to boost your overall engagement and performance on the platform. I will see you next week for a brand new video. Thank you for watching. Bye.